Welcome to Therapy Explained, where we explain, demystify, and destigmatize mental health and mental health treatment. My name is Deniss, and today it's going to be a little bit different. Today I'm going to be sharing a few announcements and then a bit of an update as we come near the end of this year. So sit back and relax. It's going to be a little bit chatty. We're not going to be doing too much of destigmatizing and demystifying today, but hopefully this information will help you know what is going to be coming to the channel next year. The first announcement is that I'm going to be taking a break. It's going to be a big chunk of a break, so it's going to be about a month break for the holidays to also prepare and rest because it's been quite a year, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what I've been doing behind the scenes and outside of YouTube in a second. But what that's going to look like is that today is going to be the last video of the year, and I will be back on January 9th. In the meantime, I invite you to check out all the other videos that we have on this channel. We have videos and playlists on topics like anxiety, relationships with your partner, and relationships with your parents. So feel free to check those out in the meantime. And then I will return on January 9th. The second announcement is that when we do return on January 9th, moving forward, you're going to see a video from Therapy Explained every other week, even if it's a holiday. As you know, the purpose of this channel is to provide you with free mental health information and education. It's meant to be a source for you to gather information so that you can make better informed decisions about your mental health. I always encourage you to talk to your own therapist, seek out a therapist, talk to other professionals, and gather information from other sources than myself. I think it's important because, of course, at the end of the day, this is one perspective based on my experience and my education as a therapist. But there are many different types of opinions and perspectives and therapists. So this is meant to be one source of information for you. But that's exactly it. It's supposed to be information and education. I never set out for this channel to become a huge, very popular, monetized channel. And so I know that in some ways it might seem counterintuitive to go down to twice a month, but I want to make sure that when I'm posting with intention. We talk a lot about that in this channel, to reserve your energy and to be realistic about what you can do, because I want to continue to show up for you and provide you information in a way that feels like it's meaningful to you and that I genuinely believe you need to know. Like, this is going to be helpful for you, and not because I feel pressured to do so by the algorithm or because we're supposed to be growing. That's not the point. If it's helpful to you, then I've done my job. And of course, I also want to take the time to thank all of you who comment and subscribe and like this video and interact with this channel. It still means a lot. Even though it's not the main point to grow and get subscribers, I still feel encouraged when that does happen. Because of the mode of communication here, it's hard to get too much feedback. So knowing that I'm helpful when I get that like or when I get a subscription, it makes me feel like, okay, I'm going in the right direction, you're finding this helpful, and what I've set out to do is actually being accomplished. So thank you to all of those of you who subscribed. Thank you for watching today's video. Thank you for interacting with it. And I'm looking forward to continuing to have these moments together next year. I am by no means trying to leave this channel at all. I am just trying to be more intentional with my energy and making sure that I'm still providing you with quality content. And the reason for that is because my responsibilities outside of this channel have also grown, which leads me to a bit of an update about what's been going on behind the scenes outside of the channel. When I first started this channel, I was in private practice, which means that it was just me and I was seeing my clients, and thankfully, after all of that work that goes into being in solo practice, I still had time left over for other passions of mine, which is providing free mental health education and information. And that's why I started doing that on Instagram, and then I grew it into YouTube because I felt like it's something that's important to me. I think that more people should have access to this information, to especially information that takes into account our identities as people of color, Black, Indigenous people of color. And I wanted to kind of put my voice out there and make sure that people have access to this information. And I had the time and energy to do so. I've also had this dream for a very long time of building a trusted and safe community space where you can get information not just on mental health and therapy, but where you can also get classes on meditation or yoga, parenting classes, like other things that are still wellness, that aren't necessarily therapy, but everything, of course, at the heart of it will still have mental health and therapy, because that is, I think, at the core of who I am and part of my own like priorities and journey. And I took a big step this year towards creating that kind of community space by growing into a group practice. So what that means is that instead of being just by myself, so in solo private practice or solo practice, I welcomed more clinicians into my practice with me. These are associates, so that means that I supervise their clinical work and I'm training them as therapists. And they've already completed their master's degree and they already have a year of experience under their belt. And at this time, they are mostly gathering their hours, which they need in order to take their clinical exam and get licensed. So it's kind of like in that in-between training. And so for the most part, I'm the one that's responsible for the business end and for the clinical programs and services that happen at the practice. And that's a big responsibility. And I'm also still completely by myself here on YouTube. And because both of these things are important to me, and because I want to make sure that you're getting quality content and that the clients and clinicians at my practice are getting the support that they need, and I'm present for them in the way that I'm supposed to be and that I need to be and that I want to be, I also have to be realistic about how much I can give to this channel. And so the reason for going to 2 videos per month is so that I can still do this, which I really enjoy. I love doing it. And I want to be able to do it again with good quality, and then still be able to fulfill my responsibilities and really truly what is a very important goal and passion of mine at my practice. So we'll be seeing each other every other week next year. If you want to keep up with me or some of the work that I'm doing outside of this channel, you can also follow me on Instagram or my practice if you want to see what we're up to there. We offer free workshops as well as individual and couples therapy. So if you're curious about that, go ahead and check us out on Instagram. But either way, I wish you a light and joyous holiday season. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in 2023.